Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl, Miss Eileen, aka Grammy. And today I want to talk all about Twitter. And I hope you're using Twitter. They've rolled out some really exciting new features and plan to roll out additional features in the coming weeks. And one of the things that I'm really excited about and that I find to be such a fun tool is Twitter Spaces. Twitter Spaces is an audio chat feature and it was in a limited beta, but just this week they rolled it out to anyone who has more than 600 followers, any account that has more than 600 followers. And in fact, some accounts that have under 600 followers are still able to host Twitter Spaces. Now, let me say that it's a mobile only, so those of us who love to be on desktop doing things, can't really use it on desktop yet. That's coming as well. And also, I wanted to add that it's available on iOS and Android. Oh my goodness. So it's a really, really cool feature. And so here is how it works. When you go to your Twitter app on your mobile device. Oh, maybe I should just show you. So I'm logged into my regular Eileen Twitter account. In fact, I'll just go over to the profile real quick so you can see it's ILEANE. And you see at the bottom right, there is the little compose tweet button. It's the blue one. So I'm going to tap that. And I have three options to just compose a text tweet or to share an image or a GIF, or this purple icon here, which is to start a space. So here it gives me the rules where I can add up to 10 speakers. Anyone on Twitter can join. Your space, your rules. And so let's go with get started. And here I can name my space. It's not mandatory, but you can name your space. Okay, so that just gives you an idea of how to get started with it. How effective is using Twitter Spaces with growing your following? In some cases, numbers do matter, especially when you have a great quality of followers. So if someone's seen you on a Twitter space or they've talked to you on a Twitter space or they heard you speak because it was your Twitter space or because you were elevated as a speaker by whoever the host is and they've heard you speak, so they know what it is that you talk about, they know what it is that you have to say, and then they follow you. That's a much higher quality follower than someone who was searching for a hashtag and they saw that you put hashtag podcasting. Let's just use that for example, or hashtag YouTube. There are people, and there's also bots that follow just based on keywords or hashtags or something like that. But when someone's literally been in a space with you and they heard what it is that you have to say, and they feel good enough about that conversation that they follow you, this is a quality follower. It's a quality follower. And that person is more likely to engage with your content and also heed your calls to action. You like that? I just made that up. Heed your calls to action. All right, so let's take a look at my Twitter analytics to see how I've done since I started really being active in Twitter Spaces. And I'm going to show you how to get there in case you've never done this before and it works on desktop. So we're not going back over to the phone. We're going to desktop. All right. So here we are on my Eileen profile on desktop. And over on the left hand tray here, you see all these different icons. And the one we want is the one that has the circle and the 3 dots. And when you click that on, you see there's all these different things that you can do. But of course, the one that we're going to talk about today is analytics. Okay. So here we have it. At the top row is a 28-day summary. I had 120 tweets. My impressions up 83% in the last 28 days. So you know I haven't been tweeting more, but what I have been doing is a lot of Twitter spaces, okay? So people are coming over and looking at my tweets. All right, profile visits. This shows you right here because my profile visits are even up 6.3%. And look at this, the followers are up 109 new followers in the last 28 days. Now, this is the May summary. So remember, only 8 days in May so far. 98 new followers just in May alone. In April, I used this account less and look, down 2 followers. And then also here in January, I lost 96 followers. Using Twitter Spaces truly helped grow my account. So now let's talk about the Twitter tip jar. You'll get a notification in the Twitter app when you're eligible for this tip jar, and you'll see the little icon on people's profile. Anytime you see this little currency icon on anyone's account, that means you can give them a tip. And then you just need to click on that and see if what do they have? Do they have Patreon? Do they have PayPal? Do they have Venmo? Those are your 3 that I have. But the other options are Cash App and Bandcamp. Because you know the number one reason why I want to get tips? I bet you can't guess. I give tips. So I like to give and reward content creators for offering value, for being entertaining, for making me laugh, for making me think, making me sit on the edge of my seat, whatever it may be that keeps me engaged. And, you know, it may not even be something they did recently. I may just see someone that I've followed for years or I've known for years. And I'm like, oh, they have the tipping feature. Let me go and tip them. Start your Twitter Spaces. I showed you how effective Twitter Spaces is at growing your Twitter account with relevant and engaged followers. What I really want, anyone who wants to support what I do, buy me a coffee or get coffee. And I used to have it get your own coffee, but that was getting too long. So get coffee, sign up under my referral link, and then, you know, I'll get a little extra coffee, but it will also give people a great way because you might not even be on Twitter, or you might not be active on Twitter, or you may not want to use Twitter Spaces, but you still have friends who want to show you their support, right? So get coffee, Eileen.link/get coffee, and stay beautiful.